Well, quite the different picture as we look out west Concho Valley. We're finally going to see some of that much-needed moisture finally make its way into the area after a very quick sunset. That's because sunset is getting closer and closer towards 5:45 right now. Seems like those days are just getting shorter to me, plus daylight savings time has me feeling like it's a lot later than it is. Right now we're watching those temperatures change from those 50s to those 90s, getting really close to that record. And now we're going to see those temperatures cool way down into those 50s, where that's going to turn into the daytime high by tomorrow. We're looking at a lot of these stormy weather conditions make their way into our area, and it's barreling down on the Concho Valley. Right now, 73 in San Angelo. Everybody else joining us down here in those lower 70s. Get a good idea of those cool downs across those pockets, looking at a combination of mountain breeze effects, nighttime cooling, and that moisture finally making its way in from the west. We're seeing a uniform cool down. Everybody hanging out in those 70s. Can see a few cooler spots working their way in from the west. Those areas starting to see some of that rain that we did see earlier. That includes here in Tom Green County. Now it's going to target most of the Concho Valley as it makes its way towards the east, and then it's going to linger around those areas like Brady for a little bit longer until Friday. Right now we're seeing those saturation points really get up there. Those dew points in those 60s, along with those indices hanging out in those 60s. Down there in Junction 82, it's definitely going to be here. It's not going to take a whole lot more to kick off some of this rain shower activity. In fact, this storm's going to be so big, could drop us down several degrees. Right now we're watching those temperatures, at least this heat, continue to be pulled up off towards the northeast while we're watching those colder temperatures make their way through the mountains down from the Rockies. We're going to see a lot of that cold air push in behind it, but that high pressure hanging out over the Gulf really going to find itself in an opposing battle of opposing winds, where we could find ourselves in a stationary boundary. This moisture going to continue to make its way up to the northeast, but we're going to watch that cold, dry air really push down on it, but not as strong as last time, where that's where we're going to start to develop that stationary boundary, where these clouds and that moisture could linger over us for a couple days. We're going to see some on-off shower activity. We're going to be watching this upper level pattern as that trough pushes through. That's what's going to drop us down into those 70s, keep us there for a little while. Then we're going to see some ridging, kind of fight back, keep us in those warmer, clear skies. But off to the west, we are watching this monster storm get ready to cut off. That's a cold pocket of air that's going to fight its way across the Rocky Mountains. That could be the next big drop in temperatures. As far as precipitation is concerned, it could be pretty cold. Right now we're watching as that storm makes its way in off the west coast. But here's that huge storm that we can see snow being produced from it as it starts to make its way over the Sierra Madres into the Concho Valley. Right now we see that first round of clouds really push off to the east, but look how close it is. It's only going to be a couple more hours before it finds its way here. In fact, some of the models are showing about 3:30, but these storms have been showing up earlier and earlier according to model data, letting us know it could be here as early as about midnight. Right now we're going to continue to watch this on-off cloud cover as that nighttime cooling sets in, but we're tracking these storms. Look at that boundary up to the north near Big Springs. That's cold air pushing down from the north as we see some of these spotty clouds left over from that afternoon cloud cover as it continues to make its way to the west. Now let's watch this as it starts to push its way in. You're going to see about Thursday, 3:30 a.m. It's going to come through and it's going to stick with us, with the bulk of it just traveling all the way east through the entire Concho Valley. Then we're in that stationary boundary where we're in on-off cloud cover. By Friday afternoon, we could be in that afternoon thunderstorm activity pattern where we start to see those clouds break up a little bit right there before Veterans Day, but it could return in those colder temperatures. So tonight we're dropping down 20 more degrees into those lower 50s. Then tomorrow we're jumping back up into those 50s in that 59-degree mark, and we're going to continue to see stormy, windy, cold weather with it all day. It's going to continue with us, and then by about Friday morning, it's finally going to let up. We're going to see some of those clouds finally break up, some sun come through, keep us pretty calm, but those clouds could return as we make our way into Veterans Day. Then we start off that third week of November. We see those clouds and that rain shower activity return, and we could push ourselves back into those 70s. That's what that ridging was looking for, but we're going to keep our eye on the horizon for that cold weather to make its return. Stay tuned. We'll have more after the break. You're watching KSAN News at 10.